Folks, it's just going to be impossible to beat what we just saw. 110-85, Spire Academy dismantled Bella Vista Prep. And so Spire Academy has basically said, hey, look, we want our #1 ranking in the grind session back, and it's going to be very difficult not to give it to them. But meanwhile, we're going to switch gears. We have a grind session team, Athens Prep, and they are taking on a high school team, Whitehaven High School out of Memphis, Tennessee, a team that I'm very, very familiar with. I just watched them play last night. And Whitehaven has a big member of the rotation. Big number 30, Jordan Wilmore, all 7'2", 270 so pounds of him. He will start and he will see considerable action for the Tigers tonight. But as Matthew Morrell goes, so go the Tigers. Matthew Morrell, the do-everything 6'5" guard, number 11. So keep your eye on him. So I'll be joined on color again by Cullen Kreider. And Cullen, it's kind of like someone's let the air out of the balloon in here, and things are going back to a more normal kind of basketball environment.
Yeah, the balls have left. The ball family has left the arena, and so it's emptied out a little bit because of that. Whenever LeVar walked off the court, he took a full crowd with him out to the lobby. So
it was almost as if he had him on a string.
You know, when you're a celebrity like that, that tends to happen. And of course, I wouldn't know anything about that, but
I wouldn't either. But I've read about the phenomenon.
Eyes, you know.
But this will be a great game. High school rules will apply. So 4 8-minute quarters, 5 fouls for disqualification, and no shot clock. All right, so we will take you to public announce, and they will bring you the official starting assignments. We will dispense with giving you the projected starters. But before they do that, we do have a few seconds. I just want to send special word out to the family of Ashlyn Whitmore. Whitmore was killed in an accident, and both of her older brothers played basketball both of her younger brothers played basketball for Whitehaven High School. And that's why Whitehaven is playing at 8:30 tonight. They were scheduled to play at 1:30, but they all attended the funeral of Ashlyn Whitmore. Wow. And the Whitmores are very close to me. I'm very close to one of the boys, Aaron Whitmore, and to his mom. And so they are really going through a hard time. And the W on the shirt, even though they are from Whitehaven, actually stands tonight for Whitmore. All right, so we will go to public announce for the starting assignments. All right, so we are seconds from tip-off. Athens Prep, a grind session team, will take on Memphis Whitehaven. They're not a grind session team, but they are a darn good team. They are state runners-up from the state of Tennessee in the largest classification. That's Division I Class 3A.
When it's, as you know, Leroy, when it's Memphis basketball, they're going to be one of the top, they can be one of the top teams in the country.
Yes. And they are runners-up to the juggernaut that is East High School. Last year they lost in the championship.
I was going to say, I'll never forget my first ever grind session event. Penny Hardaway walks in with Memphis East. And,
Athens Prep wins the tip.
They took prolific Prep when they had Josh Jackson and Vance Jackson, who went to UConn. He's transferred now, but they took them to the wire. Vance Jackson hit a 3 at the buzzer to beat them, matter of fact.
And Darlington Dubar, back from an ACL injury, starts the scoring with a 3. What a pleasant surprise when Tyler Safiantino told me that Darlington Dubar was going to start tonight, because you always hate when someone gets hurt and they lose time.
That was this season?
That was this season. He had an ACL injury, so it must not have been a tear.
It wasn't a tear, no.
What an athletic steal there by Tyrus Bainham. Tray ball, Christian Jackson, no good. Rebound. Devin Owens. Matthew Morrell being guarded by Tyrus Bainham. Step back 3, no good. Rebound, Jesse Payne. And he is fouled as he takes it back up. Foul committed by number 23, Felix Gu. That is his first, team first. And Cullen, is going to be very important for Athens Prep to remember 5 fouls for disqualification. So Felix Gu, their best post defender, cannot burn too many fouls because he's got 7'2" Jordan Wilmore he's going to have to spend some fouls on.
Right.
Jesse Payne.
Wilmore looks like one of those guys. He'll carry you to the rim with him.
He will.
You know, hop on my back, buddy. I'll take you with me.
Payne misses the second. Keyshawn Davidson controls the rebound. Stolen by Jesse Payne. Devin Owens to Kavion McLean, back to Jesse Payne to Matthew Morrell. Devin Owens, reverse layup is good.
And that's another instance where great job by Owens there of going up with it. Otherwise, you're in danger of getting a 3-second call there. Instead, you know, just put it up on the rim. Whether you make it or not, it's better than 3-second call because the 3 seconds resets after the shot.
Turnover, Athens Prep, Whitehaven basketball. Coach Faraji Phillips of Whitehaven tells his guys, get space, driving kick. They need space. And they are spaced out just about as wide as you can possibly get right now. Kavion McLean into the lane. Floater is good.
Nice. McLean with the nice floater, like you said. Fall away, too. Fading away from the basket to get it over the defender.
3 on the way, no good by Christian Jackson. Rebound, Devin Owens for Whitehaven. Matthew Morrell zips into the lane, finger roll, no good. Jordan Wilmore almost got his paw on it. Couldn't quite control it. And so Athens Prep will take over, 5:25 left in the first period. And the thing that fools people, Cullen, about Whitehaven, they've got a core of little guys, 5'10" and under. And so you look at them and think, we're just going to go right over the top of these guys. We're going to bull through them. No, that's not going to happen. These guys are as tough as shoe leather.
Memphis tough.
Yes. They give new definition to Memphis tough.
That's the thing, you know. I mean, you hear a lot of that about Brooklyn guards from Brooklyn. It's the same thing in Memphis.
Bainham misses that. Saved by Morrell to Devin Owen. Wow, Jesse Payne has his shot blocked by Christian Jackson. Whitehaven will retain possession. Whitehaven ran this play circle quite a bit. It's a modified motion, and it was actually very effective. But they're running it a little different than they did last night. They ran it way different from last night. They didn't run it probably to Coach
for the big man. That's
Phillips' satisfaction.
I was interested to see that first touch for Wilmore on the block.
And he was fouled. That foul, Felix Gu, that's Gu's second. And first free throw is short. Into the contest for Athens Prep, replacing Felix Gu is number 4, Jordan Schwente. Wilmore makes the second. Christian Jackson over the timeline to Keyshawn Davidson. Darlingstone Dubar to Keyshawn Davidson. Nice shot fake. 3 ball is good. Keyshawn Davidson ties this basketball game up at 6.
Good movement without the ball from Davidson.
Beautiful.
He floated to the corner. That created a lot of space, and then the closeout was, or he just had the advantage on the closeout because all he had to do was shot fake, and then he created a lot of space.
Jesse Payne being guarded one-on-one by Christian Jackson. Almost stolen by Davidson. They tried to get it into Wilmore. Pass too tall, and that's quite an accomplishment when you're throwing it to someone who's 7'2". Darlingstone Dubar showing no ill effects from the ACL injury that he suffered earlier this season. Sharing the ball up top with Keyshawn Davidson and Tyrus Bainham. Dubar gets himself into a little trouble, finds Keyshawn Davidson, and he is fouled on the drive. Foul committed by Matthew Morrell. That is his first, team first. Into the game for Whitehaven, number 10, Antoine Smith. Smith replaces Kavion McLean. Stolen by Jesse Payne. Bad pass to Morrell. Payne picked it back up, then threw one at Morrell's ankles. And now Devin Owens with the steal, misses the layup, offensive rebound, and the next shot goes in. The foul is on Keyshawn Davidson. That is his first, team third. But Cullen, if anything encapsulates why Whitehaven is so tough to beat, it's that possession. Everything all helter-skelter, herky-jerky. Somehow or other, Devin Owens finds a way to get the basketball up and into the rim.
That's how some teams play. That's their, that's how they win. That reminds me of like a Louisville scrappiness. Louisville does the same thing. They make everything ugly. That's how they win.
Yes.
Or at least in the Patino era.
And it all starts with their head coach, Faraji Phillips. He's one of the most intense coaches in the city. He won 2 state championships in a row at Mitchell. Went to Whitehaven, and he has made them into a state title contender, a perennial state title contender since he's been there.
And he was just getting after Jesse Payne over here on the sideline during that free throw. And
that was 3 turnovers.
Yeah, he was.
There's a couple other words in there that we can't repeat.
He was upset with the passing there.
Athens Prep with the basketball, trailing by 3, 9-6. 2:32 left in the first quarter. Tray ball on the way, no good by Jordan Schwente. Matthew Morrell attacks the other direction for Whitehaven. They get it into Wilmore, and there's a dunk.
He's on. He looks like a young Shaq. Shaq was around that build. Shaq was a little thicker, but
a little, yep.
But I mean, he's got that frame.
Yes, he does.
And when he pulled down that rim, it made me think of Shaquille O'Neal. Young Shaq was breaking backboards everywhere he went.
Yes, he was.
Every city.
Yes, he was. Sometimes people forget just how dominant young Shaq was.
Oh, man.
Matthew Morrell pulls up, and it's good. Matthew Morrell may be the best prospect that people at large have never heard of. Stolen, Devin Owens. What an individual defensive play. He feeds Antoine Smith, no good. Jordan Wilmore with the rebound. And we've got a foul. Foul is on Wilmore. His first, team second. And so what a steal there that got it all started by number 21, Devin Owens. He was just determined, Cullen, to make a play. He did. Went down the sideline. It's not his fault they didn't end up with the basket.
Mm-hmm.
He made a tremendous individual defensive play to give themselves a chance.
And that's what Coach Faraji Phillips was just harking on his player there. That's 3 layups that we missed in a row.
That is correct.
Now, he may have been talking about him individually, but he was talking about 3 layups that they've had just point blank.
Foul committed by Tyrus Bainham. That is his first, team 4th.
That is the beauty of being in the seats that we are. We do get a lot of coaching insight, and you know, you get into the mind of a coach.
Now in the game for Whitehaven, number 1, Raji Phillips, the son of Faraji Phillips. Faraji Jr. is the name, but they call him Raji. Pass.
Tough entry pass.
Yeah, very tough. And it was knocked loose by Fred Moangasa.
Any entry pass from the top of the key is going to be a tough angle to make that pass work.
It is.
It's a charge. It's a
offensive.
Good play.
Yep, that was easy.
That's a great play there.
Evshay Lowry is wondering, hey, why'd you call that on me? But that was actually a pretty easy call to make.
Devin Owens steps in there and takes the charge. I mentioned Shane Battier earlier. That is Shane Battier to a T, stepping in on the pass when the offensive player has too much momentum going towards the basket. Yep. I never did like that call, but it's just a call.
It's in the rule book.
That is what it is, yeah.
8 seconds left in the first quarter. Matthew Morrell, and he is stripped on the drive. Jordan Wilmore saves it. Morrell with a rebound and a tip, no good. And so we will go to the second period, and our score is Whitehaven 13, Athens Prep 8. We hope you are enjoying the 2019 Jackson Purchase Jam live from Graves County High School in Mayfield, Kentucky, a grind session event brought to you by Tanager Sports. I'm Leroy Watson on play-by-play, Cullen Kreider on color. We will be back in a moment. And into the game for Whitehaven, number 15. When you look at his body, what do you think, Cullen, when you look at 15?
Looks like a football player.
Exactly. Kevion Mullins, top wide receiver in the state of Tennessee and going to South Carolina.
I was going to say, he doesn't look like a guy I'd want to run into.
No, sir.
Or want him running into me.
Matthew Morrell called for his second foul. And team's third. Public announce said 4. I'm missing a foul. I have to catch up somewhere. And the free throw is missed by Fred Moangasa. Second free throw coming. And Moangasa makes the second. And that foul committed by Jordan Schwente. His first and team 6th. First free throw for Matthew Morrell. is good. One more free throw coming up. And Morrell makes both. Who scored that?
By Davidson there.
Basket good. Keyshawn Davidson. There we go. I'm trying to get my fouls in order.
He just caught there in the middle of the lane, put up a nice floater.
All right, so our score is Whitehaven 15, Athens Prep 11. Tough take by Darlin Stone Dubar, who now has 7.
Yeah, the knee looks all right.
Looks fine to me.
Sure.
15-13, Whitehaven on top. 6:08 left in the first half. Kevion Mullins, the South Carolina wide receiver commit, on the low block, battling with Dubar. Jesse Payne attacks the left side of the lane. Short jumper, no good. Long rebound picked up by Matthew Morrell. Morrell, 18-footer, no good. And Morrell picks up the loose ball. Kevion McLean tries baseline, no good. Excuse me, Kavion McLean. And here comes Athens Prep the other way. What a block by Morrell. McLean misses. Morrell tries to pick up the loose ball, cannot. Jesse Payne does pick it up, but then he steps on the end line. Out of bounds, and so the basketball will belong to Athens Prep. 5:15 left in the first half. Whitehaven up by 2, 15-13. Athens Prep basketball. And Cullen, fans of the grind session might be surprised that Whitehaven is hanging like this with the grind session team, but I'm not surprised whatsoever.
No.
They are so physically and mentally tough, and they're just going to be tough to beat.
And even I didn't know anything about Whitehaven whatsoever, as we talked earlier in the day. And when you said Whitehaven, I said that's Memphis, right? And you know that just shows you that I didn't know anything about them, but somehow I knew somewhere that was a Memphis team,
right?
And like we, they do. Memphis teams just have that toughness, and it's a real thing. You know, it's not just something that people say.
No, it's certainly not. And you know, having lived in Memphis all my life, people ask me sometimes, well, what is it about it? And basketball is the way out for a lot of these young men.
Sure.
This is their only exit plan. You know, they're not going to be on Wall Street. They're not going to own real estate. They're not going to be in tech companies. They are going to get out of the hood with basketball. And so when you have no other backup plan, you play with a desperation that a kid who has backup plans will not play with.
Sure.
You know, and that's just, it's a bit of an oversimplification, but not much. Top of the key, shot no good. Fred Mwangasa.
Nice move.
Oh, such a beautiful play by number 0, Joshua Exum. We've got timeout on the floor. 30-second timeout called by Athens Prep with 4:14 left to go in the first period. And our score is Whitehaven 17, Athens Prep 13. So we'll stay here until we get a full timeout or until we get halftime. And Cullen, when I look at Athens Prep and their approach to attacking Whitehaven, I think what they're going to have to do, what they're not doing very well right now, is they're going to have to run. They're going to need some screens and some motion. They're kind of static right now, and you're not going to beat these guys one-on-one. Well, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, they're disciplined, and they really help off in the driving lanes. And again, being so close to the coaches over here, you hear them tell them, be ready for that drive, and you step in there and cut off that lane. And that's you call that a jab. You jab at them to make the offensive player at least hesitate for a second in his mind and to think that the driving lane's not going to be there.
And so Darlington,
like he just did.
Dubar, yep. Short jumper, no good. Avishai Lowry. Rebound, Whitehaven. Kevion Mullins reverse layup, no good. Offensive rebound, Antoine Smith, and he gets hammered. Wow, he took a shot there. Foul committed by Fred Mwangasa. That is his first, team 7th. And so Antoine Smith will go to the free throw line, shooting 1-1. And no good. Rebound, Athens. Mwangasa. And Mwangasa loses the ball out of bounds. Ball will go over to Whitehaven. Matthew Morrell and Jesse Payne return to the lineup for Whitehaven, replacing Devin Owens and Kevion Mullins. 3:37 left in the first half. Low-scoring game so far, but you'd have to understand the mindset of the two teams involved. They are grinded-out type of teams, and there is no shot clock. So 17-13 is our score at the moment. And Josh Exum steps on the end line. Basketball will go over to Athens Prep. So Devin Owens and Kevion Mullins back into the contest. We're doing offense-defense, I see, here for Whitehaven to protect Morrell. Morrell has 2 fouls. So they don't want him to burn a foul on defense. So Faraji Phillips is platooning with Morrell and Payne. He's platooning them with Mullins and Owens. Kevion McClain is called for his first personal foul, and that is the 15th foul on Whitehaven.
He just picked up another one right off the bat.
Wow. That was McClain again.
It was on the catch.
So McClain picks up fouls 1 and 2 within 10 seconds of each other. And those are fouls 5 and 6 on Whitehaven.
That was about within 2 seconds of each other. I mean, it was automatic. He was trying to force that backcourt violation with the pressure. And as soon as he stepped up to him, they blew it.
And so the foul called on Joshua Exum. That is his first, team 7th. And to the free throw line is number 4, Jordan Schwente. And the voice that you're hearing behind us, which you will hear a lot, the voice who is trying to engage with the ref, that is the mother-in-law of Faraji Phillips. Tray ball is good. Kevion McClain. Now, when Whitehaven starts making those shots, then you are in a very difficult position because they are quick as all get out, and they will blow by you.
Oh, goodness.
Oh. He fell right on his, was it his wrist?
I broke my wrist on a play just like that my sophomore year of high school.
That foul is on Antoine Smith. That is his second, team 8th.
That's how a lot of injuries can occur, is on that. It's not an intentional undercut by any means. But
right.
When a player gets undercut and then falls straight to the ground from the air off of the jump.
He is truly helpless at that moment.
Well, yeah, I mean, you automatically kind of naturally try to brace yourself with your
hands.
Arms.
Yep.
And a lot of times that's how people get broken wrists or fingers or hands or something.
All right, so Morrell and Payne return. They replace Antoine Smith and Devin Owens this time. Christian Jackson missed the first free throw. He's got one more coming. 2:25 left in the first quarter, and Whitehaven has quietly extended to a 7-point lead, 20-13. Athens Prep scored 8 points in the first period and only 5 so far in the second. He misses both. Rebound Josh Exum for Whitehaven. Kevion Mullins down low to, I believe that's Morrell, yes. Long 3 ball by Kevion McLean, hits the side of the backboard. Rebound Jesse Payne. Kevion Mullins operates down low and off the window. Largest lead of the game for Whitehaven, 9 points, 22-13. And, you know, I'm seeing a philosophical problem here, I think, Cullen. Philosophically, Athens Prep is determined to dribble drive, and that's just not going to work against Whitehaven.
Right.
I don't know if you can change your philosophy as a team at halftime.
Well, and you just saw determination right there by
Matthew Morrell.
He was determined to score that basketball, and he did. And they've really stepped up and put together a nice run here to build a 9-point lead here with 1:23 left to play.
An 11-point lead now.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking at it wrong.
Right.
I'm sorry, 11.
Yep.
5 fouls, right?
So Morrell will go to the free throw line to try to complete a 3-point play. He's sitting on 6 points right now. Make it 7. And Phillips is masterfully protecting his star, Matthew Morrell, with this platoon. So now he has taken Morrell out and replaced him on defense with Devin Owens again. Faraji Phillips has done nothing but win, Cullen. He won consecutive middle school championships at Ridgeway Middle. He got hired by Mitchell, where he went to the state championship game 3 years in a row, winning 2 of them.
Wow.
And he went to the state championship game last year in his second year at Whitehaven. Tray ball, Kevion McLean.
And McLean has really hunted his shot here in the second quarter.
And Whitehaven has blown this thing wide open. They have more than doubled up Athens Prep. Steal.
Very nice.
Layup by Kevion McLean. McLean with 10 points, and the lead is 17, 30-13.
And now look at this adjustment here by Coach Phillips. He's going to give them something they haven't seen. He's
2-3 zone.
In a zone. And that was a travel. He got away with it.
It was. Got away with it. Rebound.
Don't foul.
By Tyrus Bainham.
They did call a travel.
And here comes Morrell back for one final offensive possession. I would assume Whitehaven will hold for the last shot of the period with 27.3 seconds left, leading by 17, 30-13. So, Cullen, do you kind of agree with what I'm coming from, that Athens Prep's real problem is philosophically what they're doing won't work against this team?
Well, yeah, I mean, something has to change. I mean, you know, they've blown open a 17-point lead here, and so you have to make an adjustment. I mean, that's just all there is to it. It's pretty simple. You know, it's whatever they're doing right now is not working.
Ball knocked out of Wilmore's hands, out of bounds. 9 seconds left. Whitehaven retains possession.
look at the shoes on Wilmore. I'm telling you, the kid, he's got to be wearing a size 20. Oh, my
I would
goodness.
say so. Blown assignment. I don't know who blew it, but Jesse Payne wide open for the layup off the entry pass. 32-13, and that's our halftime score. Whitehaven outscores Athens Prep 19-5 in the second period.
Yeah, they just put on a clinic there in that second period and really turned it up defensively, turned up the pressure, and caused a lot of turnovers and a lot of runouts on the offensive end. So give credit where credit is due there to Coach Phillips and the Whitehaven Tigers.
Yes. So Coach Tyler Safiantino and Athens Prep have about 10 minutes to try to turn this thing around with their chat at halftime. Our score is Whitehaven 32, Athens Prep 13. We hope you are enjoying day one of the 2019 Jackson Purchase Jam, live from Graves County High School in Mayfield, Kentucky. I'm Leroy Watson on play-by-play. My color guy is the best in the business, Cullen Kreider. We will be back with about 3 minutes to go before the third period to get you ready for the remainder of this contest.